This video will provide information about the Interstate Medical Licensure Compact, also known as the IMLCC. The mission of the Interstate Medical Licensure Compact is to increase access to health care, particularly to patients in underserved and rural areas. The IMLCC accomplishes this mission by making it possible for physicians to extend the reach of their practice, improving access to medical specialists, and leveraging the use of new medical technologies, such as telemedicine. The IMLCC process provides the answer to a simple question: what common standards for licensure can be used and verified by one and accepted by many? Overview of the Interstate Medical Licensure Compact. The IMLCC process is available to physicians, both doctors of osteopathy and doctors of medicine. The IMLCC provides an expedited process for the physicians to obtain a full and unrestricted license from all of our member board states. The license is issued by the member board and is subject to that state's practice of medicine requirements. The IMLCC is a governmental instrumentality controlled and governed by our member states. There is no outside control or governance of the Commission. The IMLCC became a legal organization in April 2015 when the state of Alabama became the 7th authorizing state. The first application was processed in April 2017, and the first license using the IMLCC process was issued 13 days later. The administration of the IMLCC. The compact is statutorily established as a governmental instrumentality and is recognized under IRS Code Section 115. The IMLCC is created by each member board state when the legislation is passed and signed into law by the governor of that state. This action makes the IMLCC a discretionary state function, i.e., it becomes a part of that state's government. Once the legislation is passed, each member state selects 2 commissioners to be part of the IMLCC governance structure. The IMLCC has rulemaking authority that is established in the initial legislation. This rulemaking is binding on all member states. An executive committee is comprised of the elected chair, elected vice chair, the immediate past chair, and the elected treasurer, with the executive director of the IMLC serving as the secretary. Additional members of the executive committee are formed by the chairs of the IMLCC standing committees: the audit committee, the budget committee, the bylaws and rules committee, communications committee, personnel committee, and technology committee. The IMLCC is currently active in 30 states, the District of Columbia, and the Territory of Guam. Each member state has to follow a process to become active and participating in the ability to issue licenses and act as a state or principal license. This list shows the current status of all of our member states as of April 1st, 2021. In order to use the IMLCC process, the physician must follow 2 eligibility steps. The first step is they must select a state or principal license. In order to select a state or principal license, they must hold a current and unrestricted license in that compact member state. And they also must meet one of the 4 following criteria. Their principal residence is in the state or principal license. At least 25% of their practice occurs in the state or principal license. Their employer is located in their state or principal license, or they use the state or principal license as their state of residence for federal income tax purposes. The second step of the physician qualifying process is that they must meet the 9 common standards that all of our member boards have agreed that if the physician meets these criteria and that information is verified from primary source by their state or principal license, all other member states will issue a license to that physician without requiring additional primary source verification. The cost to participate in the interstate medical licensure process is as follows. There is an initial application fee of $700 that is paid at the time of the initial application. $300 of that fee goes to the state or principal license so that they can process the application, obtain a fingerprint-based background check, and to cover other administrative costs by the state or principal license. $400 of that fee is paid to the Interstate Medical Licensure Compact Commission so that we can maintain our operations. At any time, the physician can request additional licenses by paying a $100 fee as long as they have an active letter of qualification and they have completed their initial application and initial request for licenses. All licenses issued through the compact are renewed through the compact, and there is a $25 fee that is charged in addition to the renewal fee charged by the member board. Processing information about the Interstate Medical Licensure Compact divided into 3 different ways. Data point number 1, the cumulative numbers. From April 2017 through March 31st, 2001, the IMLCC has received and processed 12,818 applications. There have been 18,295 licenses issued as a result of those processed applications. The data by calendar year. In calendar year 2017, there were 553 applications received and processed and 745 licenses issued. In 2018, there were 2,216 applications received and 3,767 licenses issued. In 2019, there were 3,402 applications received and 3,768 licenses issued. In 2020, there were 5,166 applications processed and 7,385 licenses issued. The third and final data point is to demonstrate how the compact responded to the need for physicians to be licensed quickly in states as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. In the 12 months prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, March 2019 through February 2020, the IMLCC received 3,738 applications, and there were 3,877 licenses issued. In the 12-month period that we are terming the COVID-19 pandemic, which runs from March 2020 through February 2021, the IMLCC received 5,282 applications, and there were 8,126 licenses issued. This concludes the video on the general information about the Interstate Medical Licensure Compact Commission. Any questions can be directed to me, Marshall Smith, the Executive Director of the Interstate Medical Licensure Compact, at the email indicated.